I am in Wales. We are currently at a place called Brechfa, which is a mountain bike trail centre. My helmet is so wonky. I don't think it's my helmet, it's actually my head. I'm away with my husband. We are revisiting the places that we were supposed to ride on our honeymoon. There's a whole story to that, which I will tell you later. You can probably hear a little bit of whirring away. That's because today I'm riding at Rise. So we're e-biking, which is going to be awesome. Just means we can do so many extra miles.
Ready?
That's better. We're into it now. I wish those end bits weren't so narrow. I suppose they're designed to slow us down. That was fun.
Yeah. Dodging over that gap there, isn't it?
I was thinking that.
Oh my god.
It's quite narrow.
If you're really braking, you're sinking through the forks, you're going lower.
So we're about halfway round the red trail now, and we're at the top of the valley. You can see right the way across. It's amazing. Fun? Was it good?
Sorry, will you take me before you weirdo? Let's go.
This is beautiful. What an awesome forest. Right, we're doing the Raven Trail now, which is the black. So we cycled over on the road, and this is like completely different. It's so much fun, but it's like proper catching me out. I don't know why. I can't get like my eye in today for trail riding, but we just haven't ridden very much. And then we've come on a 3-day road trip. So I keep telling myself like, be patient, try and ride smooth, look up. But then you're like, oh, I want to smash it, I want to smash it. So, well, it's what it is, isn't it? That was good. What are you doing, gully boy? So we finished and it was really good fun, and now we've got this most amazing food from this pub where we've been to before, and that is all part of the story which I will tell. Hi! So we are cleaned and I had a bath in the river and it was so cool. It was lovely because we were just so hot, and now I'm feeling much cleaner. I'm just going to show you, because we are on a road trip for like 3 days, so I'm going to show you how we recharge our bikes. So this is what we have, which is a generator. Oh, bloody.
Sure.
You just threw it on the floor.
Practice makes perfect.
I feel like it's getting worse.
No, it is. Look at that chicken.
We are at Afan today and we are doing White Level this morning. We're just doing the typical climb out from Glencorrig Ponds. It's a beast of a climb, but the views are amazing and it's a fun technical climb. You almost feel in this big long valley that you could almost be anywhere in the world. we've just done Energy section and Windy Point. Both of them are so much fun. Just awesome, like berms, rocky bits, little drops. It was wicked. Still riding Energy at the moment. Woo! This is so fun. Whoa! From washout. Some more epic Afan Valley views on this section. Love this grass as well. It's so incredibly beautiful. Woo! There's a little mouse. You. This is so fun. This is a dark side descent. Woo! There's always little steps in it. And it's really rocky. Woo! Bermy. So fun. There's literally no time to look up at the views. Even though I'm sure they're pretty amazing. Oh, our battery did a mini charge yesterday, but there wasn't quite enough to get me the whole way round. But you know what? This bike's 17 kilograms. It weighs 2 more kilograms than my Rallon, and it rides like my Rallon, so it's no issue at all. And after a proper setup yesterday, it's riding like an absolute beast. Whew.
Done that before.
No.
And I loved it. Props.
That was awesome.
This fucking sick on it.
So we finished White Seville. That was so much fun. Such a fun descent. We're gonna head back now, charge up the bikes, and then see if we
do it again.
Yeah, if we're gonna go out and do another trail. Going for a walk just by the ponds. See if a little bit further past here, down by the river, is maybe a spot where I could get in and just have like another bath and a wash off in the river, because that would be amazing. It's so hot here. It's up in the 20s and it's beautiful, absolutely incredible. So let's have story time. So this goes back nearly 10 years, this story, and me and Tony had just got married. We come down in a Volvo, that's all we had, we didn't own anything else, and we were like, we're gonna sleep in the Volvo, take the bikes, go on this awesome cool mountain bike trip. We had plans to ride brechfa, Afan, and then Kumkam on the way home. We get to brechfa on the first night and we go to the pub, and those landlady was like, oh yeah, what do you like to drink? I was like, I don't know, I love ginger beer and whiskey. And she's like, oh, that's the thing. So she's like, oh, I'll make it for you. So I'm getting a bit sloshed on these ginger beers and whiskies and having a great time. So's Tony. Then I meet this guy who's like, oh, I know some secret trails. This was in the Black Lion pub where we were the other day. I was like, oh, do you now? Oh, apparently he had huge hands, not a lot of teeth, but was a very nice man. I'm getting a bit flirty with him to find out where the secret trails are and all of this, get a bit of local knowledge. Then Tony's like, right, let's go, come on, pub's closing. So we head back, still don't know where any of the trails are. Get in the car got an airbed in the back of the Volvo that we're sleeping on. I shut the boot, pop the airbed goes down. We have a horrible night's sleep, sleeping on all of our clothes and towels. Tony puts his shoes out. It rained so much that we can only assume his shoes went down the bank because they were gone in the morning, in the night as well, to contribute to our horrible night's sleep. We're sleeping in this car park. We didn't know it's a bit of a doggers car park. These guys come knocking on the door of the car. Tony has to get out and chase them away. It's just crazy. So next day we're like, it's still raining loads, let's not ride brechfa, let's go into Swansea and buy some sun lounger cushions. Buy the sun lounger cushions, and we're like, oh nice, we're sorted, let's go to Afan. So we go to Afan, have a great night, cooking under the gazebo. We're settled down, everything's piled up in the middle, and then there's these foxes that come along, and the foxes are grabbing all of the t-shirts and stuff and going in the boxes near where the food is, and they're really funny to watch. And then this fox spots us and gets really intrigued, so it runs up to the car, and basically the fox starts pulling on the airbed that we've laid underneath ourselves. After the we have the fox drama, I freak out, so I jump up to grab the back of the Volvo, pull it, and then the whole back end of our £500 new to us Volvo comes back off, the interior end, and I'm like, I'm so sorry to Tony, but actually he just sees the funny side of it, not that I'm just wrecking the car. So anyway, we have a good night's sleep. The foxes go, they leave us alone. We wake up in the morning, have breakfast. We're like, oh yeah, we're going to do Skyline Trail. I'm like, that's cool. There's diversions in place. We're like, awesome, we'll just follow the signs, of course. And so we start out, we're having a great time, following the signs. Then we're like, they're a bit confusing, these diversion signs. Then what happens is that we get lost. So we come across these loggers, and the loggers are like, you can't come this way, go back from where you've come. And we're like, oh my gosh, okay. So we try to. Then what happens is we get proper lost. So we end up coming down off this mountain through this quarry, and then it's oh, no entry because of blasting and all of this. So we end up climbing this fence to get out. Then we end up in a estate, so we ride through the estate, then we come to a McDonald's, God knows where we even were. So we are like, let's stop at the McDonald's and have lunch because we're hungry. So we do that, and then it starts raining, and Tony's looking on his phone, and he's like, okay, so looking at it, there's these quarry roads and fire roads, and we could go up to those and try and cut down back over to Glencorrick. So after that, we go up there, it's horrible, it starts raining, we have to push up all these brambles, and our legs are bleeding and stuff, and my knee pads are rubbing, and at one point I'm even have a bit of a cry because I'm like, oh, it's just awful, it's so it's horrible. And this was sort of 4 o'clock. But anyway, we end up getting up onto these forest roads, and then we see some signs for the cycle path. We think we're following the right number, so we'll follow them down, and then we know there's a cycle path at the back of Glencorrick. After that, what happens is we come down and we're like, yeah, awesome, we've made it. And then we go past this fish and chip shop that's Resolven fish and chip shop, and we're like, where is that? I don't even know where Resolven is, and it is awful. We're just oh my god. So we see the sweet shop, and we go in and we say to this lady, can we have a look at a map please, because we're really lost. and she's like, oh yeah, I'm just about to close, I'll have a look for you. So then she looks on the map, she's like, I can't see where you've come from. So then she's like, hang on, I'll look in the back. And then she's like, oh my god, you're not even on this page of the map, you've gone miles and it's 6 p.m, you can't go back out there because that's how people die, and I'm not phoning mountain rescue. I was like, anywhere to stay in Resolven? Turns out, no, there isn't. So she's like, okay, well, you guys can both stay in my house. It's gonna be like, you know, 20 quid. I was like, cool, okay, don't really care about paying, that's fine, as long as we can stay somewhere and we're safe. So she's like, come in. And then we like tell her the story about how we've just got married and all of this. And she's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I can't believe I was going to charge you. I didn't know that you guys were on honeymoon and that this crazy story has happened to you. She like lets us use her shower. Then she's got these 2 like pink waffle dressing gowns. We're both sat in her living room with pink waffle dressing gowns. Her dad was quite old and lived with her, and he starts like playing the piano and like singing all these war songs to us. She like feeds us, gives us dinner and stuff. We're like, the weather is literally horrific, it's torrential all night. And then in the morning she's like, oh, you know, I've got a girl in to cover the shop for me this morning. It was Marcy's confectionery, by the way. Marcy is awesome. And then she drives us back to Afan, but she's like, I can't take the bikes because they won't fit in my car, so I'll just have to drive you guys back. You have to get your car and then come and get your bikes. I was like, awesome, cool, thank you so much, really appreciate it. So we get back and then something's been left on charge in the car, so the car doesn't start. So then we end up getting, you know, jumper cables from like a garage or something next to Glencorrie Ponds. So then we jump the car, that's like a whole palaver, pack up, go in, offer to pay the guy, and the guy's like, yeah, I wonder where you guys were, because you didn't come back. And I thought that was weird because you planned to. I did nearly phone someone, but then I wasn't sure if that was a bit over dramatic, and we were like, no, it is what it is now. So he was like, I won't charge you because you didn't actually stay. And we were like, oh, thanks. So then we drive back to Marcia's, pick up the bikes, and then we're just literally like, just so tired, so exhausted with everything that's happened. We must have done so many miles that day, just going around and around and around, getting completely lost because the diversion signs were hopeless. So anyway, we end up basically just going home, walking into the pub where we just had our wedding reception, and then telling her the whole story, and us sitting and eating like pub food in our pajamas. So that's why we're kind of like revisiting this trip, because we didn't get to do any of the riding or see any of the places. It's been great fun, and also that was good fun because Marcia was lovely and she absolutely saved the day. Hello! So we're no longer in Wales. Yesterday we went and we had plans of riding White's Level again with the other end and Blade. So we rode White's Level with the other end, and that was so fun. And then at the end I caught up to Tony and he's like, ooh! And I was like, what's happened? And he had like hit a rock, it flew up, whacked him in the shin. It looks like he's been shot. It was so painful for him. So we went back to the campsite, got ice, packed up, and we went to the designer village and had Wagamamas and did some shopping and just chilled out really. Then we weren't really sure where to go, and Triscombe's only an hour away from my mum's house where we've got the dog. We're just going to ride here today, then head home. Triscombe, I forgot how hard it is because we raced here and we did champs here a couple of years ago, and that was when we were really into racing, and I remember it being so fun. But I think because we haven't ridden stuff so hard, I really struggled today. Do you know what? We had an amazing evening and we've had a good quick ride this morning. We've done about 10 miles, and last night we saw the most amazing sunset. I sat there and I saw it go down over the hills. And I was like, oh, I literally go like run to chase the sunset. So I climbed up to one of the beacons, and it was a bit further than I thought. And then you see the sunset over Minehead Beach, and it was just incredible. And on the way back, I saw the most beautiful little deer just grazing in the grass, and it was just perfect. So it was such a perfect way to end the trip. And then now we're going to go back and collect our dog, which is going to be even more awesome. So excited to see her.